Hey guys, I am here to do my monthly vlog. I wanted to talk about past fairs that I did. I want to talk about the upcoming ones. I also want to talk about my website, because I have a website now. And I also want to talk about future products. I want to talk about future products that I am going to hopefully get going on a little bit more serious now that I'm feeling a little bit more confident in my flow. The fair that I had done a couple weeks ago, that was a fair to benefit local rescue. It is called Dogaholics. I will make sure to link them down below if anybody would like to donate to their cause. They're a wonderful organization. You can tell that the people are very compassionate. They work with a couple of other people, I believe, to organize these vendor fairs. Apparently you guys are going to get a nice little show. What are you doing, Bubba? Sorry about that. My 3-year-old insisted that drums needed to be played and you guys wouldn't have heard me, so we played with drums for a little bit. I think music class is over for right now. He's watching Bluey. Where was I? Yes, the organization is really well. I will make sure to link in the description and show you guys some videos of the doggos that I took while I was there. I'll also try to make sure to include some clips of just the vendors in general that was there. It was an overall good experience though. I made some friends. It was a good time. I had some great food. I'm not angry about it. It was a lesson learned. You can't win every single battle. Not everything is going to go exactly the way that you want. So that's what I'm taking from it. That's where I'm going. After that, I had decided to try out a virtual market. It was in a popular Facebook group and it actually went really well. I made back my vendor's fee. Technically speaking, I made back my vendor's fee from the previous one too, because that's the bare minimum goal that I try to do when I'm at a vendor's fair, is that I just want to at least make my vendor's fee back. Just so I can keep going to the next one and figure out my goals, figure out how to make things better. And it's been a slow progress, but it has been going. That fair went really well. I signed up for a month of their approved vendors. So I am able to get my posts expedited into that group. And like I said, it is very popular. A lot of stuff in there goes viral very regularly on Facebook for that particular target market, which is my target market. It is literally a group about cottagecore, witchy, whimsy stuff, everything. It's a great group and the admins do an amazing job managing that group. And then I will have another vendors fair at the end of this month with them, which is another virtual one. And I am honestly very excited about it. Like I said, it's where I've gotten most of my income so far from since having my website up. If everything goes well throughout this month and with the vendors fair, I will probably continue to do that if it's lucrative, and when it continues to be lucrative. So far I've gotten some great feedback on my work from them. That's a whole other different story. You could literally go watch my reels or my shorts and see what I'm talking about. It's been very humorous. My website though, I finally have a website. I did go with Shopify because the first 3 months is only $1, and I feel like if I can get them up, I'll be able to pay for the basic price for Shopify when that comes around. If not, then I can save up money to get different web page domain. Can't think right now. I haven't had enough coffee. I'm only on my second cup. If I cannot afford the monthly fee for the Shopify, I will try to find a different domain manager. I think that's the correct term, or it's about as correct as it's going to get for right now. So I have 3 products on right there right now, which is Pebble, Opal, and Tanner. And I have been working on some of my other pieces, which kind of leads into the future products right now. I am working on Worrystones that look like mushroom caps. I was really excited about that idea, and I made a, you're gonna have to excuse my pronunciation, Amanita. It is literally the classic red with the white spots on it. I'm gonna have to get better at my pronunciation if I'm gonna keep doing these videos, I think. But I did one of those and didn't put a stem on the middle of it, and I didn't make it a white. I made it kind of like a fleshy color because I thought that might make it stand out a little bit, but apparently it made people think a completely different idea, which is fine. It's fine. Everybody got a good laugh out of it. It's okay. I feel like if you can't take constructive criticism on your art, then you probably shouldn't be an artist, because you're going to get it for the rest of your career, or you're just going to be hiding in the shadows and never going to move anywhere. So I think I'll end up having a really nice product after. I have a few different ideas on how I want to make sure that goes, but so Aminata, I'll look it up. I want to do a moral, and I think the moral is kind of funny just because it's kind of like a joke moral support, and it's a Worrystone. So I think that's fun. So I'm probably going to do a moral one, because I also think that if I can get it into a decent shape, that the textures that are on the moral will be nice, because that's the whole point of these ones too, is just to add a little bit of texture to the Worrystones. There's a couple of other different Worrystones that I've seen that really implemented some great texture too, which I think are amazing. There's so many amazing artists out there right now. And I have to think of another one that I want to do, and I've thought about maybe a classic brown one. I've thought about doing inky cap because I really love inky caps, but I don't think an inky cap would work very well with this, or maybe it would and I just need to figure out the design. But I think I'm going to come up with at least 3 to 5 different ideas and get them posted up. The next one is I want to do some coloring pages. So I finally got it to where I can start using Adobe Fresco. I've seen some really great reviews and tutorials on Adobe Fresco. I have a desktop computer that I have used. It's a gaming computer, so it can handle it. It's not a big deal. And actually, I shouldn't say that. I actually had to update it. I had to update this computer in order to even be able to use Adobe Fresco. It was just the graphics card, and we were doing upgrades on the computers anyway, so it kind of worked out. But I have a drawing tablet, which eventually I will also have to update. It's just a Wacom one. It doesn't even have a screen on it. Eventually, I'm going to try to get some sort of actual screen drawing tablet. Eventually, that's the goal. But since I don't have the means for that right now, this is what I have, and this is what I'm going to be working with, because that's kind of like the ultimate goal, is to just... it's to work with what I have, and that's pretty much what I've been doing from the start. I feel like every time I try to put so much energy into a project where I'm having to gather all these materials for a new idea, it doesn't always work out. So this is what I'm going with, working with what I have, and that's what I have, and I've been messing around with it, and I think it's going to be good. So I think I will be trying to put out my first Fable coloring page very soon. I haven't decided a price point. I'm not trying to make them expensive because they're just downloads. Granted, you can download them anytime, but it's just for starting. It's just to get me pushed off the ground and to get the funds to get to where I need to be so I can further progress. It's kind of like leapfrog. It's like leapfrog. I think it's like leapfrog. You gotta get a little bit of funds to get a little bit more ahead. Then you need more funds, and then the frogs just keep jumping over each other. I also have been running the idea of potentially doing different materials. So instead of it just being on paper, this would be like a drop ship sort of idea. Just because, like I said, I don't have the means to order a whole bunch and then ship them out right now. So it would be drop ship, but I would be doing reviews on the materials, the companies, and stuff like that, so it's fair. But I have been thinking about, what if I had coloring pages printed on watercolor pages, if people like watercolor, or canvases for people who like acrylics or oil paints, or maybe even canvas bags, because people like coloring their own bags. I remember when we had those doodle bears when I was younger, and colored it and then you just threw it in the wash and recolored it again. I also will be looking in, this is far future, this is, I want to say, probably a couple of years, but I do eventually want to do subscriptions. I'm hoping that within 2 years I'll be able to start doing something like that, but that's what I think would involve it, is the coloring pages, doing different types of mediums and different types of materials to do a coloring page, also including figurines that I make, Worrystones, things of that nature, and it being like a monthly subscription box. I'm actually kind of excited about the idea, but like I said, I don't have the means to implement it right now. Maybe if in about a year I could try to maybe do a Kickstarter or something like that. I don't know. I haven't really decided that yet, but I'm still very excited about the prospect of it. Plus, I also still want to come up with some more original designs of my own, and I'm excited about that. Good job. Thanks, BB. But I think my ultimate goals right now is to get subscriptions, to get lucrative just in my business in general. I would love to eventually do a Ren Fair. I think that'll be next year, to do a Ren Fair, if I don't come up with the funds to just test it out for one weekend at the Connecticut Ren Fair, because that's the one I want to go to. It's kind of like my fair. I love going to that fair. But there's also a couple of other fairs that are around the area as well, including King Richard, but I don't know if I would go to that one or not. I haven't really decided. But so right now I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure out how to target my audience a little bit more, how to make better videos, especially the long form, because I know that a lot of the times with long form, if it's not intriguing and it's not interesting, people aren't going to continue to watch it, and I don't blame you guys at all. You gotta be interesting in order to get people to watch your stuff, right? So I've been just educating myself, but also trying to make sure I push through, because that is one of the biggest things for me, is that I tend to get overwhelmed and then just stop. I also tend to focus on education but no implementation, which doesn't do you any good if you're not doing anything. Also doing this while raising that one right there. I have a very supportive partner. He's the one that works full time, so I'm the full time mommy. And also trying to manage health issues that I also have. So it's a lot, but I have faith that I'm going to figure out how to do it because this is something that I really want. I want to be able to stay home with him and raise him and be there as much as I possibly can, while also making a living. I would love for me and my partner to be able to go to do this full time together at some point, sustaining ourselves off of our own company, but we'll see how it goes. There's so many things that could happen down the line. I'm not going to stop pushing for a very long time. I've had felt myself already have a couple of lulls in it where I've just like pushed myself back because I'm overwhelmed or because I have so many other different things going on and I'm not good with my time management yet, but we're getting there and it's going to be a ride, but it's going to be a good ride.